Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. This is Miss Mira and today I'm going to introduce inequalities, explain what is inequalities, how to solve inequalities, graph inequalities and write inequalities. But before I move on to explaining, I'm going to have a quick revision by using the following exercises. The first exercise is when I'm comparing using less than, greater than, or equal. So as we learned before, we learned about integers, we learned about positive and negative numbers. And as we know that in the first case, for example, if I have -3 and 2, I know that the positive numbers is always greater than the negative numbers. So 2 is greater than -3. Okay, how about question 2? I have 6.5 and 6.3. When I have a case that both of them are positive, I take the greater number. So 6.5 is greater than 6.3. In question 3, again, I have a positive number and a negative number. No matter it was a fraction or a decimal or a whole number, if it's positive and negative, a positive always wins, and positive in this case is greater than -3/4. Question 4 is 0.25 and 1/4. As we know, 1/4 is a common fraction and it is also equal to 0.25. So in this case, both numbers are equal to each other. Okay, the next exercise is I have to figure out using this inequality, whether the following numbers are true or false. Are they possible solutions or not? So how do I do that? Okay, so my inequality is x less than 5, which means that it can be 4, it can be anything that's less than 5, whether it was 4.9 or 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, even the negative numbers are included. So the first case, x is equal to -10. -10, is it a true or false? Is it one of the values for x? Yes, it is. So it is true. The next case, x is equal to 5. In this case, our inequality is x less than 5. If it was x less than or equal to 5, then this number would be true. However, with the inequality given to us, it is false. Okay, how about 4.99? It's still less than 5. Therefore, it is true. Okay, how about -1/5? -1/5, we can also rewrite it as -0.2. And it's a negative number, which means it's definitely less than 5. So it is true. Okay. So what we're going to learn today is what is inequality and what is the solution of an inequality. So what is inequality? Inequality is basically a statement that has two quantities that are not equal. What do I mean by they are not equal? For example, x is less than 7. Okay, it's a statement that's comparing two quantities, but they're not equal. These quantities are compared by using the following signs: either less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or it is not equal to. So less than is one value, so A is less than B, as in A is smaller than B. Greater than, A is bigger than B. Less than or equal to, it's when one value is smaller or the same as the other value. So it's when A is smaller or it's equal to the value B. Greater than or equal to, it's when one value is bigger or greater than or equal to the same value, which is B. Not equal to, it's extremely obvious from its meaning that none of both the numbers are not equal to each other. Okay, so as I said, if I have an example, x is less than 7, this means that all the numbers less than 7 are included in the range. So this is called solution of an inequality. So the solution of an inequality is any value, any number of the variable in this case, which is x, that makes the inequality true. So in this case, the variables that make the inequality true would be 6, 5, 4, 3, -2, -7, any number, -25, any number as we go to the negative direction. Okay, what if I said, instead of saying x is less than 7, I said x is less than or equal to 7. In this case, it means that 7 is also included to the solution of the inequalities. Okay, now let's have a real-life example about inequalities. The most real-life example about inequalities is the balance. Balance is usually used when you go to Carrefour and you are measuring the weight of the fruits with your mother, and it's used in different other real-life examples. Okay, now, if I have this example, for the inequality x is less than or equal to 5, is x equals to 3 a solution? Now, the first thing I need to do is to understand, what does this sentence mean? What does this inequality means? It means that the variable x can be any number which is less than 5, or it is equal to 5. So it can be 5, it can be 4, it can be 3, it can be 2, it can be any negative number. So in this case, when they said that x is equal to 3, is it a solution? Yes, x is equal to 3 is a solution because it is following the range that we have. Okay, what if I said the other example, y is greater than 8? Y greater than 8 means that it is any number that is greater than 8. So it can be 8.1, 8.2, but not 8. Because we do not have an equal sign in the inequality, 8 is not included. It can be 8.1, 8.2, up till any positive numbers. So from 8.1 to any positive numbers that's greater than 8 is a possible solution. However, y equals to 3, is it a possible solution? No, it's not, because it is smaller than 8. Okay, so maybe we can solve the following exercises just to understand from what I just explained. So this question says, determine whether the given value is a solution of the inequality. I prefer that you pause and solve the following exercises alone, and then check whether they are a possible solution or not. The first question says, m is greater than or equal to 4. Therefore, is m equals to 2 a possible solution or not? M is greater than or equal to 4, which means that any number m can be any number which is greater or bigger than 4, or it can be 4 itself, because we have an equal sign. So it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6, it can be any positive number that is greater than 4. Okay, so is m equals to 2 a possible solution? Is it a positive number? Yes, but it is smaller than 4. Therefore, m equals to 2 is not a solution. Okay, perfect. How about the second example? It says k is less than 7.1. Okay, k is less than 7.1. So in this case, is 7 included? They said it should be, the k can be any number that is less than 7.1. Therefore, in this example, yes, 7 is included. So it can be 7, 6.9, 6.8, 6.5, any decimal number that is less than 7.1. So 7, 6, 5, any negative number as well. So k equals to 5 is a possible solution, or the number 5 is a possible solution for the variable k. So it is a solution. Excellent. Now, the next 4 questions, I advise that you pause the video and try to solve them alone, and then check whether it's correct or wrong. Okay, z is greater than or equal to 12. Is z equal to 12? Yes, it is, since we have an equal sign here, which means that z equals to 12 is a solution. Y equals to 6? No, since y is less than or equal to 3, it means that it can be 3 or any smaller number. So y equals to 3 is not a solution. N is equal to 18. The inequality says n is greater than 13. So anything that's greater than 13 is a possible solution. So n equals 18 is a solution. N is greater than 7. T is equal to 6.8. In this inequality, they said anything that's greater than 7, therefore, this is not a solution. Okay. This is another few examples that you guys can solve and check your answers. So pause the video, solve, and then check your answers. X is greater than 4. It says give any 2 possible solutions. So it can be 5, it can be 256, it can be any positive number. P is less than or equal to 3.5. So when I have an equal sign, that means this number is also included. So 3.5, 3.4, and any negative number. This means minus, it means negative number. V is greater than or equal to negative 9. This means that we are going to the right on the number line, which means that it would go in the direction negative 9, negative 8, closer to the 0, negative 7. Please, this is a very common mistake. Don't go to the other direction, negative 10, negative 11. No, it says it is greater than or equal to negative 9, which means it is going closer to the 0 and to the positive numbers. Excellent. I hope this part is clear. Next, we're going to learn how to write inequalities and what are the techniques that can help me understand how to write inequalities. The first and the most important part about writing inequalities is to understand the keywords that we have in writing inequalities. So in a sentence, we always have a keyword that can be used to understand whether it is less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So this table shows me the possible keywords that we can use in order to solve or write an inequality. Now, this is a very small activity that is extremely useful. This activity is extremely useful for you to understand the keywords that can help me to write an inequality. Now, this is a table, and I'm supposed to fill these words in this table. So please take your time to fill these words in this table and check whether you got them correct or wrong. So one of the words, we have more than, which is, I'll use another color. More than means greater than. No greater than means less than or equal to. At least means greater than or equal to. Minimum is greater than or equal to. Less than. At most is less than or equal to. Maximum is less than or equal to. No more than is also less than or equal to. No fewer than is greater than or equal to. Fewer than, it is less than. So look, fewer than, it means less than. Therefore, no fewer than is the opposite of this word. Therefore, it is greater than or equal to. No less than, it is greater than or equal to. So it is opposite of less than. Therefore, it will be greater than or equal to. Under is less than, not under, it's greater than or equal to. Above is greater than, below is less than. Okay, I hope this exercise was useful for you to understand the different keywords that can be used in order to write inequalities. Okay, the most keywords or the most common mistakes that students get confused between is the word at least, maximum, minimum, and at most. At least, it means the least thing that you should get. Therefore, it should be greater than or equal to. At most, it means the maximum or the highest thing that you should get. Therefore, please try to understand the keywords and understand the symbol for each keyword. Okay, we can start with this example. Passengers at least 12 years old pay full price for train tickets. So the first thing I need to notice is I need to understand where is my keyword. So my keyword here is at least. Okay. The second thing I need to know is what is the variable here. The variable here is the age, because they said it depends that they need to be 12 years at least. Therefore, the variable is age. We put any letter, for example, A. Okay. The word at least means that greater than or equal to 12. Therefore, how will I write the inequality? I would write A is greater than or equal to 12. Excellent. How about you solve more examples? The distance Mr. Chin drove was no more than 65 miles. Again, the first thing I need to find is the keyword. In this case, it is no more than. And my variable is the distance. Therefore, I can use a variable d. No more than means less than or equal to. So d is less than or equal to 65 miles. Excellent. The next question. The amount of juice in the punch is more than 3 cups. So more than is our keyword. The amount is our variable. So I'll put an A for the amount of juice. So A is more than 3 cups. The next question. The age of Mina's sister is less than 8 years. So we're talking about years here. We're talking about the age. Therefore, age is our variable since it varies. So A, and less than is our keyword. So A is less than 8 years. Okay. The next example, the temperature was at least 0 Fahrenheit. So temperature is our variable, T. At least is our keyword, which means greater than or equal to. Therefore, T is greater than or equal to 0 Fahrenheit. I hope that these examples are clear. So we'll try to solve some real life situations on how to write an inequality and relate it to our life. These are some pictures that represent real life examples in our life. So I'm going to pick two pictures, and I'll expect you to pause the video and try to solve the rest. Okay, so let's solve this one. Pool capacity is 32 persons. What does this mean? It means that the maximum the pool can take is 32 people. So we'll put P for the people. It is maximum, which means less than or equal to 32 people. Okay. How about this one? This is used and we always see it in the streets. It means that the speed limit for the car is 130. Therefore, the speed of the car should be less than or equal to 130, and the speed of the truck, so the truck and the car, should be less than or equal to 100. Okay, another one that we always notice is the payments. These payments, you can find them either when you're ordering something online or um, shopping. All of these things, they always would ask, for example, a minimum payment. So the minimum payment, or when you order something in a restaurant, the minimum payment on a card machine is 50 dirhams. That means the minimum, the least thing you could pay is 50 dirhams. So we put payment, P, should be greater than or equal to 50 dirhams. I hope that these real-life examples are good for you to understand how to write inequalities and how to relate them to real-life situations. Okay, the next are also real-life situations. I'm going to solve 2 or 3 questions, and I expect that you pause and solve the rest. Write an inequality that represents each situation. Okay, the first situation, it says not allowed to watch scary movies under the age A of 15. In this case, they gave you the variable. So they gave you the variable is the age A. So in this case, you cannot put a variable from your own. You have to put the variable that is given in the question. So A, and then what is our keyword? They said not allowed under. So not allowed under, it means that they should be greater than or equal to 15 years old. So A should be greater than or equal to 15 years old in order to watch a scary movie. Okay. The second question, the elevation E is greater than or equal to 12 meters. So they gave you the variable E, they gave you the keyword, and you can easily write the inequality. Okay, question 3. A maximum height H under a bridge is 5 meters. Now, in this case, some students would go, there's 2 keywords, maximum and under. But we will focus on the maximum height because they are explaining the height. So they said that the maximum height under the bridge is 5 meters. So in this case, under is not a keyword. Maximum is our keyword. And maximum means less than or equal to. So H should be less than or equal to 5 meters. Excellent. The following are some questions for you to practice, so please go ahead, pause the video and practice. Okay, the next part of this lesson is how to graph inequalities. This is the easiest part in inequalities. So how to graph inequalities and how to represent it on a number line. Let's take this example. Graph the inequality n is greater than or equal to 9. Okay, n is greater than or equal to 9. So if I have a number line, 0, 1, sorry for an inaccurate number line, the spacing should be equal. and it should be a straight line. So when I say n is greater than or equal to 9, I go at 9, okay, and I draw a circle, okay? And then this side, do I have to fill this circle or do I have to keep it empty? If I have an equal sign, I would shade the circle. So if I have an equal sign, I shade the circle. If it's n greater than 9 without an equal sign, I would leave the circle without shading. I would leave it empty. Okay. The second part is to define or to know which direction should I go. Should I go to the right or to the left? It says n is greater than or equal to 9, which means the numbers should increase. It should be greater than 9. Therefore, it should go in the right. So 10, 11, 12 in the positive side. Excellent. Let's solve a few examples in order to understand more what I just explained. Okay. X is less than 5. In this case, I do not have an equal sign, therefore my circle is opened, and less than, which means it's going to go to the left. The next example, x is greater than my -1. So at -1, I draw a circle, I leave it open because there is no equal sign, and I go to the right. Okay. Now let's graph these inequalities. So m is greater than or equal to 3 over 4. So at 3 over 4, I draw a circle. Okay, and it is greater than, therefore I should go to the right. Okay, and I also have an equal sign, therefore I should shade the circle. Okay. The next example, t is less than 10. Again, I draw a circle, and less than means the numbers are decreasing, they are smaller, therefore I go to the left. And I would leave the circle empty because I do not have an equal sign. Okay, perfect. So in graphing inequalities, either I have to graph the inequality or I would get the graph and they would ask me to write the inequality. Okay, the first thing I need to notice, it starts at 2. So it is x and 2, it goes to the left, therefore the numbers are decreasing, so x is less than 2, and the circle is open, therefore it will be x is less than 2 without an equal sign. Okay. The next part, we will use any variable. The arrow is pointing to the right, therefore I would use greater or greater than or equal to. So I will use greater or greater than or equal to. There is a circle and it is colored, therefore I should use the equal to, which means that x is greater than or equal to 0.5, negative 0.5. Okay, pause the video and try this out. Okay, put any variable. The arrows to the left, therefore we can use less than or equal to. The circle is empty, which means it is only less than. So x is less than 2.5. Perfect. Next. These are few examples for you to understand how to graph the inequality. Let's solve a few. First of all, it says k is less than or equal to negative 1.5. So at negative 1.5, which is between negative 1 and negative 2, I would draw a line, draw a circle. Less than, which means I will go to the left. I have an equal sign, which means that this circle needs to be shaded. Okay. Question 2, x is greater than 5, which means it will be between 4 and 6. Greater than, it means that it will go to the right direction and the circle is unshaded. because we do not have an equal sign. Question 3. Question 3 is between negative, it says W is greater than or equal to negative 3. Therefore, it will be between negative 2 and negative 4. Greater than means it will go to the right. I have an equal sign, which means I will shade the circle. Okay, please go ahead and solve the next 3 questions. Hope this is clear. Okay, and then now we can solve a few examples about how to write an inequality. Okay, the first one, we have a variable, it starts at 7, so we can pick any variable, x. It's going to the right, therefore it can be greater than or equal to. The circle is shaded, which means it is greater than or equal to 7. Okay. The next question, we have a number that is between 4 and 5, so it's 4.5. Pick any variable, x. It's going to the left, which means it is smaller or less than. So less than 4.5. There is no equal sign because the circle is not shaded. Okay, next question. Put any variable, x, y, z, a, b, any variable. Check where is the line going. It's going to the left, which means it can be less than or and equal to. How do we define if it's less than or equal to? We look at the circle. It's shaded, therefore it's less than or equal to -1. Okay, the next part is x again, between -2 and -4, therefore we can say it's at -3. Okay, it is moving to the right. It can be greater than or equal to. So it's moving to the right, and the circle is not shaded, so it's greater than -3. I hope that you paused the videos and solved and checked your answers and you got it correct. Now, let's solve a question related to a real-life example. Ray's dad told him not to turn on the air conditioner unless the temperature is at least 85 Fahrenheit. Define a variable. So please make sure that you understand the question. It says define a variable. Write an inequality for the temperature at which Ray can turn on the air conditioner and graph the solution. So we need to find the variable, write the inequality, and graph it. The first thing we're going to say or mention that the temperature is our variable, and we can put T as the variable, as our letter. At least is our keyword. So at least means greater than or equal to. So it will be written this way. T is greater than or equal to 85. And when I want to graph it, I graph a solid circle, filled, shaded, and it goes to the right. Okay, another example. A store's employees earn at least $8.5 per hour. $8.5 per hour. Define a variable, write an inequality for the amount the employees may earn per hour and graph. So the first thing is how much do they earn? So we'll put W for employees' wages, and at least is our keyword, which means again it's greater than or equal to. So W is greater than or equal to 8.5. If I'm gonna draw it, I'm gonna draw it a circle, a shaded circle. It goes to the right. Why is it shaded? Because I have an equal sign. By this, I explained what is inequalities, how to graph inequalities, how to write inequalities, how to find the possible solutions for inequalities, and I explained the keywords that we use in order to solve and write the inequalities. I hope today's class was useful and it was clear. Hope you all are safe. Stay home. Thank you.